Hey guys, it's another week of youth ministry, and I'm sorry to disappoint you last week not having this video. I know you really look forward to it. There's not a whole lot to cover this week, but there are a few things I want to touch on. The first is senior high Sunday school. I think we're starting to be at a good place. I had lunch with John Johns earlier today. He was telling me there's around 10 students that are showing up to 9th and 10th grade, which is definitely the easier of the grades because they're more pushed there by their parents. But I think that's pretty awesome. So we want to work really hard on that group to keep them connected and kind of look at that as our group that's going to help to grow things moving forward. Something to keep an eye on. This past Sunday, I had to actually walk around the church and encourage students to actually go to Sunday school. So if you're standing around the lobby or something and you see students, like definitely at fellowship group time or during Sunday school, just remind them that we really do believe Sunday school is a key part in their spiritual growth and development. And if they're not going, they're missing out. So we're trying to do our work on the teacher side, just making sure that we have good content and good material, but we also want the students to actually show up and be engaged. A lot of them can talk pretty poorly about Sunday school even though they haven't actually been there. So do what you can to push kids to be there. On the youth group side, there's some pretty cool stuff happening with the 9th grade girls. I said earlier that we want a goal to have more 9th grade girls, and we had Erica show up last week. So that's really awesome. She did seem like she wanted to come again. Now she wasn't here this week, but I think she'll come back. So we're starting to see some things happening there. Please continue to pray for growth with the 9th grade girls, and also for Lori and Laura as they work in that group, just to be kind of the spearhead of welcoming those students and knowing that we value them and we want to have them here. On the flip side of that, I think we're going to need to spin off the 9th grade guys as well. So I'd like to add that to your 9th grade prayer goals. We also have a handful of consistent 9th grade guys, and I mixed them in with 9th and 10th grade just because we didn't have enough male leaders. But we're definitely going to need to spin that group off. So probably as soon as I can lock down 2 more male leaders, we're going to have our own 9th grade small group. So if you think of somebody or you know somebody that could be a really good 9th grade small group leader, please let them know that we'd really be interested in getting them involved. I'm doing a little bit of that already on my side, and we'll see if there's anything that comes out of that. But again, as soon as we can get some leaders, I really want to have a 9th grade small group. We had about 15 guys in the 9th and 10th grade group, and that's really hard to have a really meaningful conversation. So I'd like to shrink that group size. Fall retreat, we have about 30 students signed up. Actually, by the end of this video, we'll probably have 30. I'm working on 1 student for sure. But there's also probably 2 or 3 other ones that are interested and have to talk to their parents and stuff. So we could potentially have over 30 students going on this retreat, which is a big win. If you're curious, last year we had 28, and we had a much larger senior class. So that's really awesome. Also, we're continuing in youth group to work through the series, heart, mind, soul, strength kind of stuff. Doug Stevens is going to be teaching these next 2 weeks. I'm really excited about it. I think the students are really soaking stuff up, which is really cool to see. So I think we're offering something really meaningful. I think students are getting something out of it, and that's exciting to see. Let me know, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, if that's kind of the same on your small group side. But I think what we're giving the students is really, really cool. Yeah, so another part of these videos that I think we're going to start doing is a little bit of a training piece. And this week, we're not going to jump into it too far, but this week I'd like you to think about why you got involved in youth ministry. So think back, maybe it was a year, maybe it was 2 years, maybe it was 10 years. Why did you decide to even do this? And how are you doing at that? Like when you think of your goals with why you got involved in youth ministry, are you touching on those goals? Are you actually hitting those goals, or do you have room to grow? So consider that, and then think through what's it going to take to get you to grow to the next level of really caring for students, really discipling students. We can talk about that at our next leader meeting, and you can even email me back and forth. We'll get that conversation going. One more quick side note: I have been writing Instagram devotionals every single day. We want to offer kids as much as we can. In a way that's as easy as them to get a hold of as possible. So I do know some students have been reading those. I'm writing them, I'm biased, but I think they're pretty solid. I think they're pretty cool. So encourage students to do that. Maybe you want to do that yourself. I think it's a pretty good piece of spiritual development we can be encouraging. So thank you for what you're doing. You're an awesome team. I'm really thankful for all that you bring to the team. So have a great week.